8 everyday items with insanely weird origins. From mouthwash that cleaned floors to ketchup made from fish. Watch till the end. Number 1. Listerine, the stuff you swish every morning, was once a floor cleaner. Back in 1879, chemist Joseph Lawrence whipped up this hardcore antiseptic and named it after Sir Joseph Lister, the rock star of surgical cleanliness. At first, they had no clue what to do with it, so they marketed it for everything. Scrubbing dirty floors, deodorizing sweaty armpits, even curing dandruff and some weird, private issues. It was like a crazy all-purpose potion. Then someone had a genius idea: turn it into mouthwash. They even invented halitosis, a fancy medical term for bad breath, to scare people. Suddenly, everyone was paranoid about their breath, and Listerine became a morning must-have. From grimy floors to your mouth, Listerine's journey is wild. Next time you gargle, think about how you're using something that once cleaned bathrooms. Number 2. Matches used to be straight up terrifying. In the 1800s, people carried white phosphorus matches that glowed an eerie green in the dark. These weren't your average matches, they were like magical sticks, but insanely toxic. Workers making them, especially those dipping sticks in a chemical, paid a brutal price. Phosphorus fumes seeped into their bodies, making teeth fall out, jaws rot, and even glow a faint green in the dark. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing your jaw like a neon sign. Some had to get their jaws surgically removed to survive. These matches were so volatile, they could ignite with a slight touch, basically pocket-sized poison. Finally, by the early 1900s, people realized this was an awful idea and switched to safer materials. Next time you strike a match, be glad it's not turning your jaw into a glow stick or killing you slowly like back then. Number 3. The old-school treadmill was a nightmare. In 1818, English engineer William Cubitt invented a giant hamster wheel for prisoners. This massive wooden wheel had steps all around, like an endless staircase to nowhere. Prisoners were locked in separate compartments, couldn't talk, and had to climb for 6 hours a day, with just 15-minute breaks. The crazy part? The wheel usually did nothing useful, no grinding grain, no pumping water, just spinning to torment. It was built to crush spirits. This thing spread to prisons across England, Ireland, Australia, and the US, leaving prisoners exhausted, with lung damage or lifelong injuries. Charles Dickens wrote about it, calling it a symbol of cruelty. Eventually, people realized torture doesn't reform, and the wheels were banned. Next time you're on a treadmill, be thankful you can step off whenever you want. Number 4. Victorian parties were absolutely bonkers. In the 1800s, rich folks didn't just dance or sip tea, they inhaled gases for fun. At fancy theaters, they'd watch volunteers huff ether or nitrous oxide, stuff that messed with your head. The result? Pure chaos, people laughing like maniacs, dancing like no one's watching, or just passing out on the floor. These gas parties were like accidental science experiments. Sometimes, folks would hurt themselves while high and not even notice. Ether was super flammable, so some parties ended with singed eyebrows or worse, with people stumbling near oil lamps. They'd use fancy glass orbs to dispense the gas, like a Victorian fog machine. The wildest part? These gases later became surgical anesthetics. From crazy parties to saving lives in hospitals, their journey is unreal. Next time you're at the doctor, thank those weird gas parties. Number 5. The fork was once called the devil's tool. In medieval Europe, everyone ate with their hands until the fork showed up and flipped the script. First time out, a Byzantine princess brought a gold 2-pronged fork to Venice to eat fruit without messy fingers. Locals lost it, calling her stuck-up. The church went harder, declaring forks evil because they looked like Satan's pitchfork. They said God gave us hands to eat, so using a fork was like spitting in his face. Early 3-pronged forks made it worse, looking suspiciously demonic, like you were dining with the devil himself. Anyone using a fork was seen as spoiled, tainted by weird Eastern vibes. When that princess died of illness years later, folks claimed it was divine punishment. It took 600 years for forks to catch on. Next time you're twirling spaghetti with a fork, remember it was once cursed as the devil's gear. Number 6. Coca-Cola wasn't always just soda. In 1886, pharmacist John Pemberton cooked up this wild drink in his backyard. The original recipe had cocoa leaf extract, packing 9 milligrams of nature's most notorious stimulant per glass. Back then, folks chugged it as a pick-me-up to boost energy or cure all sorts of ailments. This wasn't shocking at the time, tons of medicines had similar stuff. The name Coca-Cola came from its main ingredients, cocoa leaves and cola nuts. But by the early 1900s, health standards shifted, and the stimulant became a problem. The company teamed up with a New Jersey lab to ditch the controversial stuff while keeping the flavor. From a weird pharmacy brew to the world's favorite soda, Coca-Cola's journey is nuts. Next time you sip a Coke, remember it used to be a supercharged energy drink. Number 7. The ketchup you dip your fries in has a seriously gross origin. Over 500 years ago in Fujian, China, sailors and traders loved ketchup, a fishy sauce made from fermented fish guts and rice wine. This salty, pungent liquid would make you gag today. They'd salt whole anchovies and let them ferment under the hot sun for weeks, creating a bold flavor. When British traders tried it, they went nuts and attempted to recreate it back home, using weird stuff like mushrooms, stale beer, even oysters. European ketchup was a bizarre mix, chasing that original fishy taste. It wasn't until Americans got hold of it that they added tomatoes, sugar, vinegar, and spices to make the sweet sauce you know now. From stinky fish guts to the ketchup bottle in your fridge, this journey is wild. Next time you dunk your fries, remember you're eating the descendant of fermented fish sauce. Number 8. Your breakfast cereal was made to kill desire. In the early 1900s, the Kellogg brothers went on a bizarre mission: create the blandest food possible. They thought tasty or spicy food got people too excited, so they made cornflakes, stuff as dull as cardboard. Meanwhile, Reverend Sylvester Graham invented graham crackers for the same reason. His crackers were like edible sandpaper, no sugar, no honey, just pure wheat boredom. Both wanted their food to keep people calm and curb urges. But their plan flopped hard. Nobody wanted bland eats, so companies added sugar and flavors, turning them into hits. From boring cornflakes to sweet cereals, from dry crackers to honey-drizzled treats, they're now kids' favorites. Imagine telling Kellogg their anti-fun invention became the tastiest breakfast ever. From floor-cleaning Listerine to anti-fun cereal, these everyday items have insane origins. Who knew ketchup came from fish guts or forks were devil's tools? History is wild. Which blew your mind most? Like, subscribe, and comment to let me know. Check out more videos for crazy stories.